So this is the end of my sleeve, and I'm going to, got my bindings all ready. I'm going to sew this binding on with the sleeve open. A nice healthy 1/4 inch seam allowance, a little back stitch there. And we're going to sew that on. Little back stitch. And then when I cut this off, I'm actually just going to leave, you know, go about a 1/4 inch past just to make sure. So now we're going to bind that edge. I'll show you a little bit when we're doing the bigger binding how we're going to finish that off. But so we're first going to bind the bottom of each of those sleeves, and then we're going to move on to the outer body. All right, I want to show you what I like to do after I've sewn that binding down. This is the end of my sleeve, but this applies to the edge of a quilt too. So the first thing I really like to do is to come in with the iron, and I do like some steam in an iron, and we're going to press this binding away from the edge of the quilt. Because what happens a lot of times on the edge of the quilt is it's really easy to get a fold in here. So I really like flattening that binding and really pushing it away from the edge of the quilt. Keeping in mind that this edge is bias, and so I want to focus more on pressing than, you know, really moving that iron around. And then I like to turn the quilt over, or the edge of your jacket, and we're going to press the edge, the raw edge of your quilt, and get that really nice and flat. Sometimes, especially on a quilt where you've got batting, you know, a thicker batting, this can get kind of curled and can get a little ski-wampus. And so now, if we really have that nice and pressed, you've given yourself a really great edge for sewing that binding down. And so the next thing that I like to do when we're ready, after it's all bound, remember this is just the bottom of the sleeve, this is going to apply to the whole edge. I am using the Elmer's washable school glue. I have a little fine tip on the edge. The little glue bottles can be found online now really easily, or not a little glue bottle, but rather a little empty, you know, a little empty bottle that's got a little plastic fine tip. This is a metal one that I got at the craft store, and it gives, but you can find the little plastic ones readily online. Now you can use a water-soluble basting glue if you like. I just know that the washable school glue is starch-based, and so it's going to be great in my quilt, and of course this is going to wash away. And so what I like to do now is with this fine tip, I want to make sure you're using a fine tip and you're not just squeezing this out of the regular glue bottle. Right along my stitch line, I'm doing a nice little bead of this glue. And if it does tend to bead up, I'm just going to kind of run that little tip back and forth so that I've got a nice little line of the glue. And now for this, you don't really necessarily need or want steam in your iron, but we're going to fold this over. And where I want my binding to hit is, I want the edge, that folded edge of my binding to go about 1/8 of an inch past my stitch line. And I'm hoping I'm staying in the camera here. Let's move this back just a little bit. Now I do have some steam, but that's not going to hurt it at all. But what we're doing is we're heat setting that binding down. So now, I'm going to show you, after we have heat set this raw edge of the binding down, then you can hand sew this down if you like to. But what I'm going to show you is we are going to take some invisible thread on the sewing machine, and we're going to do a stitch in the ditch. I just want to show you that when you place, I'm going to show you, this is where we're basically going to be sewing, right between the binding and the edge of the quilt or the jacket. And when you have heat set your binding 1/8 of an inch past your stitch line, can you see that? I'm just showing you where that thread is going to catch right on that side. And so that's why I love heat setting this. All right, so let's move on to the sewing machine. So we're back at the sewing machine, and I will be doing a little bit more explanation about the invisible thread and how to set up your sewing machine. But what I would just want to show you now is that I've got the clear invisible thread in the top going through my needle, and then you can do a matching thread for your binding in the bobbin. And so I just have white here because this is the inside of my sleeve, and so I'm not worried that that stitch is going to show. And so I'm going to change my foot and show you the foot that I'm using is a stitch in the ditch foot, and it has got a, let's see if we can see that, there we go. It's got this little guide that's down the center. And so most sewing machines come with a foot that is for an overcast type of a stitch that has a groove down the center. You can definitely use that one, or you can ask for a stitch in the ditch foot for your sewing machine. So now let's get that down. So where we're going to place that the binding is, the guide is going to just run right along the edge of the binding, so in between the binding and the quilt or the edge of the jacket. I'm going to lengthen my stitch length to about a 3.5. The other thing that I'm doing that we will talk about a little bit more is I'm lowering the tension, my needle tension, a whole number. So my normal tension is a 4.6, and I'm taking it down to a 3.6. And you want to just kind of start out a little bit slow and make sure that that guide is where you want it to be. And so then we're just going to sew right between that binding and the edge of the quilt, or this edge of the jacket. Now this is one reason why I love the fact that we did that we heat set that binding down, because check this out. See how nice that looks? So it just catches right where we want it to. Can you see that? So because we heat set that binding in place, when you do the stitch in the ditch and you have heat set that binding about 1/8 of an inch past your stitch line, so when you sew it down from the right side, it's going to catch really nicely. And so this is basically how I sew the binding down on 99% of all of my quilts. And so we'll go over it a little bit more when I've got the full camera on, but I just kind of wanted to show you that sewing part up close. And so now we're ready to sew our sleeves shut. I just want to point out that I have clipped, this is my arm seam and going down my side seams. I just want to show you a couple things. Because we pieced this on the grid, we want to make sure that when we're matching these up, you want to try to match up your seam lines here. It's hard to tell with those low volumes, but we want to try to match up these seam allowances. I love these clips. I just want to show you another little thing that might be helpful, because one thing we're not so used to when we're sewing a garment, especially one that we've quilted, is the bulk. And so I just want to show you that on this jacket, I've actually serged my raw edges. I'm not going to bind my seams. I've done the serger. But this is the armpit right here. I just want to show you that basically what I've done on these is I've turned one seam allowance going one way, and I have the other, sorry, I'm so shaky. I've got the other seam allowance going the other way. Instead of pushing them both, I'm doing this one-handed. So instead of pushing them both in one direction and trying to go through all that bulk, I'm getting one seam allowance to go one way and one to go the other. So that's just going to reduce that bulk. All right, note to self, don't film a video one-handed, but hopefully you get that little tip. The other thing I wanted to point out is my pattern is calling for a 5/8 seam allowance. So you do want to make sure that even if you're going to, bind or serge trim seams down so they're smaller and more manageable, your original seam allowance that your pattern calls for, you want to make sure that you're sewing that with that correct seam allowance. So now I'm going to sew these side seams and we're going to bind the outside of this jacket. It's going to be awesome.